What if I told you that some of Russia's most advanced air defense systems, built to stop everything from cruise missiles to long-range drones, are being systematically hunted down, and the price tag of the destroyed hardware is now being counted in billions of dollars? What does that mean for the battlefield, for deep strikes, and for the future of air defense warfare? Today, we're diving into a story that shows how one unit, working in the shadows, is trying to reshape the air war. To understand the scale of this, you first need to know what the Pantsir system actually is and why it matters so much. The Pantsir is not just another air defense vehicle. It's a hybrid shield, a mobile platform that combines surface-to-air missiles with rapid-fire autocannons backed by its own radar and targeting system. Its job is simple but critical: protect high-value targets, air bases, ammunition depots, command centers, logistics hubs. And in this war, it has become one of the main counters to Ukraine's long-range drones. That's why destroying it changes everything. According to Ukraine's security service, the Alpha Special Operations Unit has been behind a huge portion of these strikes. Their claim is dramatic. Roughly half of the Pantsir systems eliminated during 2025 were taken out by their operations alone. Think about that for a second. We're not talking about random battlefield losses. We're talking about a focused campaign, a deliberate hunt. Each Pantsir costs somewhere between $15 and $20 million, so every successful strike is not just a tactical win, it's a massive financial blow. The SBU says the total value of Russian air defense assets destroyed by Alpha Unit operations in 2025 is around $4 billion. That number alone tells you how central air defense has become in this war. Because this is no longer just about holding the front line. This is about opening corridors in the sky. Modern warfare depends on the ability to strike deep. Long-range drones, cruise missiles, precision attacks on supply chains and airfields. All of that becomes possible only when air defenses are weakened. If you remove the short-range protective layer like the Pantsir, suddenly long-range systems become vulnerable. Bases far from the front line are no longer safe. Warehouses, fuel storage, aircraft on the ground, all exposed. And that's exactly the strategic goal Ukraine is talking about. Break the shield, and the sword can reach further. What makes this even more interesting is how these systems are being targeted. Pantsirs are mobile. They're designed to relocate, hide, and operate in layered defense networks. Finding them is difficult. Hitting them is even harder. It requires intelligence, surveillance, timing, and precision weapons or drones that can slip through detection. This turns the battlefield into a high-tech game of cat and mouse. Air defense units are constantly moving to avoid being located. Strike units are constantly searching for signatures, radar emissions, resupply routes, deployment patterns. And once a gap appears, it gets exploited fast. Independent analysts like Oryx, who only count visually confirmed losses, have verified dozens of destroyed Pantsir systems since the start of the full-scale invasion. Their number is lower because they require photo or video proof for every single loss. Ukrainian military estimates are much higher and include all types of air defense systems, not just Pantsir. So the real number likely sits somewhere between what is seen and what is reported. But even the lowest confirmed figures show something important. These systems are not invincible, and every time one is destroyed, it creates a ripple effect. Less air defense means more successful drone penetration. More successful drone penetration means more strikes on logistics. More logistics damage means slower operations on the front line. This is how deep strike strategy works. It's not about one explosion, it's about pressure over time. There's also a psychological factor. The Pantsir was marketed as a highly capable defense against drones and precision weapons. Seeing it repeatedly destroyed sends a message to both sides. For Ukraine, it proves that even advanced systems can be hunted. For Russia, it forces constant adaptation, redeployment, and resource allocation to protect these assets. And in a war where production, replacement, and repair are already under strain, every lost system matters.
Another key point is survivability for Ukraine's long-range unmanned systems. These drones travel hundreds, sometimes over 1,000 kilometers. Without reducing short-range air defense coverage, many of them would never reach their targets. By knocking out Pantsirs, Ukraine increases the chances that its drones can fly deeper and hit harder. So this is not just about destroying equipment, it's about reshaping the airspace, layer by layer. The battlefield is evolving into something very different from what we saw at the start of the invasion. Back then, air defense was mostly about protecting against aircraft and missiles. Now, it's a constant duel between drones and mobile anti-drone systems. And mobility versus detection is becoming one of the defining themes of this war. The side that finds faster strikes first. The side that hides better survives longer. The side that adapts quicker controls the tempo. If the claims about the scale of these operations are accurate, then what we're seeing is a systematic effort to punch holes in Russia's protective bubble and make deep territory vulnerable to precision strikes. And that changes the strategic balance. Because once rear areas are no longer safe, everything from aircraft operations to ammunition storage becomes more complicated and more expensive to protect. This is why the destruction of a single air defense system can have an impact far beyond its immediate location. It opens a door, and in modern war, an open door in the sky can be more dangerous than a breakthrough on the ground. So the big question going forward is this: can these air defense losses be replaced fast enough? And can the protective network adapt before more corridors are opened? Because if not, the depth of the battlefield will keep expanding, and the deeper the strikes go, the more pressure builds. This is no longer just a frontline war. It's a war of reach, detection, and precision, and the hunt for air defenses has become one of the most important battles shaping the outcome. Subscribe for more updates and comment me to show your opinion.